Today, we're going to find the volume of more figures. So let's find the value of each product mentally. Okay, on the first one, we know that 6 times 2 equals 12. On this one, we're going left to right. 6 times 2, 12. Bring down what you haven't done, which is your times 10. Okay, it ends in a 0, so I can take it off and just say 12 times 1 equals 12. Put the 0 back at the end, which scoots these over, puts the 1 in the hundreds place, 2 in the tens place, 0 in the ones. Answer is 120. Okay, in your next one, you're going to do your 6 times 20 first. Mark off your 0. 6 times 2 is 12. Put the 0 back at the end. 120. Bring down what you haven't done, which is your 10. Both end in 0, so I'm going to mark through those and just do these first. 12 times the 1 equals 12. Put these zeros back at the end. So your answer is 1,200. Okay, your bottom one, 60 times 20. We're going to go ahead and take those zeros off. 6 times 2, 12. Put the zeros back at the end. Bring down what you haven't done, which is your times 10. Take off the zeros. 12 times 1, 12. Put the zeros back at the end. That gives you 12,000. All right, let's look at our picture here. How can we find the missing dimensions? Well, remember, we have to have matching sides. Okay, so when we're looking at this, which are missing? We have the top part here that's missing. We have our sides here that's missing. So if I take this and I divide this into two rectangular prisms, then we know that this top must match the bottom. So this top must match the bottom. So if the bottom is 7 feet, then this would have to be 7 feet. So we see that it's already showing 5 here. So this little piece right here must be 2 in order to equal the 7. And we know that this 2 must match the top. So that must be 2. And we still have this missing piece. Well, remember, this side must match this side. So if we have 7 on this side, and this section right here is 5, how many more does it take to make up the difference of the 7 and the 5? Well, that would have to be 2. So that would make our top rectangular prism a cube. And then we have our bottom rectangular prism. So we're going to find the volume of each of these rectangular prisms. So let's find the volume of the bottom. Remember, length times width times height. Okay, so remember the height of this one is going to be here. Not your 7. Here's your height. Okay, so we've got length is 7 times width. Well, that's going to equal this one because it's going to be 2. It's going to equal this right here. in parentheses so that we can do that first, times height of 5. Do the 7 times 2, 14, times the 5 equals 70. So we're going to put that here so we remember that one is 70. Now let's do our top one. We have a length of 2, width, that would be 2, and our height would be 2. So we have length times width in parentheses times height. Parentheses first, 2 times 2, 4. Bring down what you haven't done. 4 times 2 is 8. So that's the volume of my top rectangular prism. Now we're going to add those together. 70 plus 8 equals 78 total volume. So today we represented the volume of figures made of rectangular prisms with expressions. So let's look at this picture here. Where would we divide this one in order to find the volume of the full figure? Well, we would probably take it here. All right. So let's see if we have our length, width, and height for our bottom here. Well, what would our length be? Length would be 5. Width would be 7. And our height would be 2. So the bottom length times width in parentheses times height. 5 times 7. Bring down what you haven't done. 35 times 2 equals 70. So our bottom rectangular prism has a total volume of 70. Let's look what we've got on this one. Okay, our length would be the 4 and the 5. This would be 5. Why? Because this has to match this. So the whole thing, 4 and 5, that's going to give me a length of 9. So length of 9. Width, well, this width is going to be the same as the bottom right here. So that's going to be 7. And our height is going to be here, which is the 3. So we do our 9 times 7 first. Bring down what you haven't done. 63 times 3 equals 189. Now we're going to add those together. 189 plus 70. 259 is our total volume. So remember, to find the volumes of figures made of rectangular prisms, then we are going to find where we would divide it, find the volume of one, the volume of the other one, and add them together. And remember, when you have missing sides, they have to match the opposite side.